Just 3 miles west of here, the Sacramento Kings in the playoffs for the first time in more than 16 years. Here at Cal Expo, the Republic looking to remain unbeaten as they take on the Colorado Springs Switchbacks. Welcome inside Hart Health Park. I'm Rob McAllister, he's Adam Moffitt. We've got another good one on store here tonight. The Republic coming off a well-balanced start to the season. 8 goals scored so far, however, allowing just one, best in USL. Adam, Mark Briggs and staff have to be happy the way things have started.
Absolutely delighted, and what we've seen from this Republic side is 8 goals. That gets all the attention, but to only give 1 away, 4 clean sheets in 5 matches, a lot of credit has to go at the back line, the goalkeeper, but it's the whole team. They just don't give up. They work together as a unit, and anytime you have that kind of record, 7+ goal differential through 5 games, you're going to be in a good spot. And for the Republic, that's top of the table.
For the Switchbacks, one of the most prolific scoring teams of a year ago. However, a lot of changes in the offseason. They're still off to a good start. 10 points on the season. We've got a couple of good players you're going to want to keep an eye on tonight. Let's begin, first of all, the Western Health Advantage. Keko, 1 goal, 1 assist on the year. He'll be on that right side in the starting 11.
Massive impact. He came into that game against Louisville. We see maybe get some rust out, and he got a goal, got an assist, heavily involved, could have had another few goals. He's just a big impact player, and anytime the ball's at his feet, he's crafty, he's creative, fun to watch.
Meanwhile, for the Switchbacks, Romario Williams, back-to-back game-winning goals.
You got to watch for him up top, and he's also got a partner up top who's going to help him. Malik Foster, someone that Republic fans will be very aware of, and his speed. Those two can balance off each other really, really well. Romario Williams, hold up the ball. He's a big physical player. He knows where the back of the net is. Any goals tonight, he's likely going to be involved.
Well, San Antonio losing earlier today. Sacramento has a chance to hold on to first place. Meanwhile, Colorado Springs has a chance to leapfrog up to the top of the standings. Don't go away. It's the USL Championship on Fox 40.
The fun has begun. The Apex at Red Hawk Resort Casino is now Northern California's premier family fun destination. Get your heart racing on this spectacular 3-level indoor kart track. If bowling is up your alley, there are 18 lanes of fun at the Apex, plus a mind-blowing virtual reality arcade, incredible golf simulators, and one of the best sports bars anywhere. We're taking entertainment to a whole new level. It's the Apex at Red Hawk Resort Casino.
How do you build a community that thrives? By staying active, by working and playing together, and by building strong bones and bodies with food that's simple, local, and fresh. Crystal Creamery has proudly supported Central Valley athletes and athletic programs since 2012. Because when you nourish a community, the community thrives. Crystal Creamery, simple, local, fresh.
This is the look of a woman who fought cancer for years with no answers. A woman who bravely championed her own health and found a doctor who'd do the same. A woman whose ending was rewritten when she found remission. UC Davis Health. From the extraordinary to the routine, we're discovering healthy and changing real people's lives right here in the Sacramento region. UC Davis Health. Discovering healthy.
Tonight's USL Championship broadcast brought to you by Medic Ambulance and by UC Davis Health. And welcome back. Let's take a look at our starting 11 for Sacramento, led by Mark Briggs, a 3-4-3 once again. The only change against San Antonio here against Colorado Springs is now Keko back in, Matt LaGrassa out, but a similar shape with Sebastian Herrera out on injured list.
Similar, maybe a little more attack-minded going into San Antonio. They had to adjust, a little more defensive. Back at home, last time they were here, we saw what happened. plenty of goals. Can they do the same tonight with that lineup? I think they might be able to.
Meanwhile, Colorado Springs led by Stephen Hogan, who's taken over his first year as assistant of the last couple of seasons. Also 3 in the back, and a lot of familiar names. Duke Lacroix, Matt Mahoney, Malik Foster, Andrew Skundrich, all former Sacramento Republic players.
All guys with a point to prove. Anytime you play against your former team, you want to give it your best shot. And I had some of my best games playing against my former team, so those guys will be out to prove something tonight, and it's going to be a great matchup.
It is Sacramento wearing the black kits for the 10th anniversary. Meanwhile, it is the light blue for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks. Switchbacks 10 points on the season, 3-1-1. Sacramento atop of the Western Conference at 11 points. Unbeaten, 3 wins, 2 draws on the year. And that is our referee, Thomas Snyder, tonight. A lot of energy from both these teams. They like to impose their will on the opponent. What do you expect here in the first 15 minutes of this one?
I think both sides will want to come out and go out on top. We're going to see Colorado's Springs are going to get that ball. They're going to get it forward straight from the kickoff.
And the whistle blowing. Look at, you see Colorado Springs trying to spring something early in that right side to Shane Beckford. Number 11, keep an eye on him this evening. He loves to get up on that right side and try to get his strikers involved. And already you see Connor Donovan and company being tested. So Malik Foster coming back to Sacramento after 2 years playing here. 8 goals a season ago and helping lead Republic to the Open Cup finale. Finding Foster here to the right side, leaves his teams a chance created, nearly gets one early on as it goes through, and Echeverria is there. Back out the left side early on. Colorado Springs still dangerous as ever. Danny Vitiello gets taken out in the box as Malik Foster goes in on his former teammate. And we'll check out Vitiello before giving him a pat on the back and head down the other way. But Colorado Springs, a lot of changes from a year ago, Adam, but already you can see that attack still potent.
What a start for them, putting the pressure on the back line of Sacramento, and Foster getting into his former teammate Danny Vitiello there, but Connor Donovan blocking the initial ball. We speak about just how flexible he is, and he almost does the splits to block that ball from Foster getting to Romario Williams in the box.
Republic dominant defensively, allowing just 1 goal, best in USL, 4 shutouts as well. And it is a hard tackle along the left side. They'll play advantage. Dami Vidaire looking for Russell as Cicerone can't get to it, but it is a slow get up for Luis Felipe. And here's this battle. Look for this one tonight. Along that right side, Jared Timmer, Romario Williams going to be going head to head this evening. Both teams want to get in the attack and make things happen. Who's going to bend? Who's going to break here tonight, Adam?
We shall see how this unfolds. It's both sides lining up somewhat similar. 3 at the back centrally. What you'll find is Matt Mahoney breaking through right there. That's the man they're going to be looking for. The speed of Malik Foster in behind the back 3 of Sacramento. They know how dangerous he is, so they've got to keep an eye on him all night.
And here's our inactive report, brought to you by Delta Dental. Lee Desmond, Sebastian Herrera, we mentioned earlier. Desmond and Herrera both getting closer to returning. Zondi out for Colorado Springs. A lot of cheers coming from the marketplace behind the booth here, as many still tuned into the Sacramento Kings game that is happening just 3 miles west of us in downtown. First time back in the postseason since April 30, 2006. Adam, you were 3 years old, I think, back then.
Just
right?
A young pup back then.
Maybe a little bit older, but an unbelievable energy in the city throughout the week. Of course, the Republic players showing their support, sending videos. A lot of the guys wearing Kings jerseys to training yesterday. And so it's been a great support as a yellow is shown to Maka King early in this game. But a lot of energy, and so a lot of the fans here tonight actually still in the marketplace watching the closing minutes of that game, as they're having 2 successful clubs here in the Sacramento region. Meanwhile, a big win for the River Cats, the AAA baseball team today. So hopefully a three-peat for these teams. At the end of this game will be the last one for a Sacramento professional sports franchise. And we've seen the energy and just the fan base for Sacramento Republic games are here number 10. And they've been used to a winner in the Republic sense, but for the Kings, it's been a tougher road as of late, trying to get back. But a guy like Matt LaGrassa there grew up. Here's Russell Cicerone through the legs from Dami Villader. Cicerone, cross comes in, Keko to the foot, back, here comes Gurr, takes a deflection, and it's into the 6, easy enough for Matt Mahoney. Another great goal scoring opportunity early in the game for Sacramento. Love the way the buildup shows. Russell Cicerone, what a vital piece he is to the attack, and just seems to do it all.
I think the issue the Switchbacks are having, they felt that ball was just over the line on the left-hand side, but you got to play on. The linesman had a great view of it.
I think you're right, that looked a little bit over, but either way, it's remained scoreless in the 5th minute. Here's Malik Foster. Has an assist on the year. Beckford 3 assists on the season, leads USL. A little bit soft for Malik Foster there, and easy enough for one of the best central defenders in the championship in Connor Donovan. And what a back three this has been. Thrust together, Shane Wheat, Connor Donovan, Jared Timmer had not lined up together. Game 1 of the season, they've only allowed 1 goal along with Danny Vitiello. Really a true team back effort. Beckford coming through with the left foot, and to the ground goes Danny Vitiello. But changes from a season ago. Lee Desmond obviously has been hurt. He'll come back into the lineup most likely when fully healthy. Dan Casey exit, but with these 3 guys this year, Adam, you have 3 very similar players, good at their feet, can deliver well, and also don't seem to take big chances. And it's something that Mark Briggs really likes. They're just solid in the back.
Done a great job. Again, you mentioned the cohesiveness, the chemistry that the back 3 had last year. It's changed. Lee Desmond hopefully back soon enough. He's been working so hard, trying to get back to that fitness that brought him so much success last year. But Shane Wheat, Jared Timmer, solid. They don't mess around at the back. Comfortable on it. They can start the plays from back there, and they've only given up 1 goal in 5 games. That's incredible.
And Connor Donovan's even made a couple of saves himself. Malik Foster, is he through? Is he onside? He is. Comes down low, sends the cross toward the middle. And Arnold Lopez is there, and what a presence he has been as a defensive midfielder. Takes a bad hop, and now it's in the feet of Colorado Springs, and a little back and forth, and maybe a bit too much of uneasiness for Mark Briggs there. Doesn't like that shakiness, but Beckford goes to the ground, and that cannot be a good sign for Stephen Logan. Beckford coming back to Colorado Springs after a year with San Antonio, where he saw 14 appearances, and he was brilliant here in 21. 7 assists and 5 goals, and hard to see a player like that go, but it seems like he's right back where he belongs. And fortunately here, you hope it's only a minor little tweak that will keep him into this game if you're Colorado Springs. But Stephen Hogan, in his first full year as a head man, may have a decision to make.
I think it was... Maybe took a knock to the stomach, just winded, and looks like he can continue to Shane Beckford. But he's a very dangerous player. He loves coming in on that right-hand side. We just saw it a minute ago. He comes in, uses that left foot, just didn't get enough contact on it to really trouble Danny Vitiello. But it's a dangerous player. As you mentioned, 3 assists so far as well this season.
Wheat comes all the way out. It's got to get back. Dami Villader will have to rotate, and Connor Donovan will let that slide to Danny Vitiello. Select, the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship and many elite leagues around the world. SelectSportAmerica.com. High pressure from the Switchbacks here early. How does Sacramento take advantage of that high press?
Got to break that first line, and they don't have an out-and-out striker. Sacramento. Russell Cicerone's in that spot furthest up the field. And we see Dami Villader breaking down the left.
So good, 1v1, curling this ball in. This ball, Russell Cicerone, number 5-0 in his career. He appears in spots when you don't expect him. He makes good that time. Another rebound goal for the Sacramento Republic, and it's all net for number 11. Congratulations on number 5-0 for Russell Cicerone.
And he's just got a knack for being in the right place at the right time, Russell Cicerone. Dami Villadares on the left-hand side. He gets a great run by Luis Felipe, which drags the defender away and puts the ball in a dangerous area. Herrera will be disappointed, doesn't deal with it, and Cicerone almost sliced the finish into the back of the net. But what a start, Sacramento. Undefeated so far this season, and they'll be delighted. First real opportunity they've had to trouble the back line, and you got to say Christian Herrera should have done better with that, but right place, right time. Russell Cicerone.
Hey, for a gritty player, why not a gritty light goal, right? Coming off the knee almost for Russell Cicerone. Big time goal there, and early on, Sacramento has the lead. A scoreless draw with San Antonio on the road during a short week as a US Open Cup match here. And they earn a nice point in Texas. And now they've scored a goal again. Felique Foster and is offside, and now he makes a high boot collision with Danny Vitiello, who's holding his, looks like left knee, and there's a yellow card. And Felique Foster may be lucky there isn't a red coming out for that. So 2 yellows shown already. Adam, your thoughts?
Well, this one's really interesting because the play had stopped. It was blown for offside before Malik Foster made this contact. But anytime you extend your leg, and I do think he tried to pull it away last second there, still made contact, you just run the risk anytime you expose the bottom of your boot like that. And looks like Danny Vitiello's able to continue. It's twice his former teammates. He's given him a little reminder of
you know, you talked about being amped up going against your former team. It seems like Malik is charged up, ready to go. Maybe a little too much here. So a little chance there, a breather, any adjustments made from either side. It's almost like a timeout. Do you like what you've seen from Sacramento able to break that press early? We've seen a couple of opportunities, though, with Foster getting behind that back line. Nice job by Wheat here. Here comes the pressure from Drew Skundrich, a former Republic player, 2020. Had 2 very successful seasons with DC United of MLS. And now finds himself in the Rockies. Rodrigo Lopez takes a blow low, and he'll take his time getting up. One thing you've noticed here in 2023, Adam, is just more teams being much more physical. Is that something that San Antonio set a tone to last year?
That's the way San Antonio got their championship, is they battled every single game. They were so hard to play against. Didn't get too much for style points in the manner in which they did it, but they knew exactly how they needed to win a championship, and they did it, and it was very physical. Teams are wising up to that. Ball breaks for Cicerone here, and Jack Gurr, we haven't seen too much of him yet, but I think he'll have a good night on that right-hand side. Similar to Dami Villadares on the left. That's where the space is at for those 2 wide guys. But you have to raise the game. That championship was won last year by a team who were not afraid to get stuck in.
Roro, a little misplayed here, bouncing around. Someone's going to get it. It's going to be Dami Villadares, so good on the ball. Spoke with him during training. He's just been so close to finding goals this year, and he said he feels one's coming. Chance here, Keko. Maybe a little too juiced up, sends it deep into the stands of the Tower Bridge Battalion. Miami FC going into Kentucky to take on Louisville City. Don't miss the start of the new season, USL and ESPN, May 13th, 4 o'clock Pacific on ESPN2. A Russell Cicerone goal, the difference here between Colorado Springs and Sacramento. Switchbacks coming off back-to-back 1-0 victories, first against Loudoun, then against Pittsburgh. Romario Williams, a 5th-minute goal and then an 80th-minute goal.
Sandwiched in between there, unfortunately for them, was another exit in the Open Cup to the Hailstorm.
Hailstorm, Northern Colorado, 2 years in a row, Adam. This one's bouncing around, and Herrera going to his line, and that could be very close. Keko asking whether or not that crossed the line or not, and the crowd along that edge saying it may have. But yeah, 3-1 defeat against Northern Colorado. Brutal.
It's really tough for the USL sides. You want to make a good run in the Cup, as we saw Sacramento do last year. It really brings just a great atmosphere. There's so much of that additional stuff. So to lose in Sacramento, we're almost in that same boat. Once again, we see Malik Foster using that speed we know, stretching that back line of Sacramento.
This one comes off of Keko. It'll throw in for the visiting side. Skundrich, more than 2,000 minutes, 39 appearances, 2 goals with DC United. And he's a battler, a little similar to Russell Cicerone. I mean, Cicerone more attack-minded, but 2 gritty players, get after it, constant and work hard. And we talked about Drew Skundrich, just the amount of fitness he would put in and how ready he was to go each and every week. He was a great player here in Sacramento. Dami Villader, he's got Green Acres. Moving forward, chopped down, and Williams will be carded. And Dami Villader and the Republic have another set piece in a good position. You gotta like Roro maybe taking this one, huh?
I don't think he'll be giving this ball to anyone else, to be honest. This is his range. It's suited for a right footer. And Speedy Williams comes across. Dami Villader, acres of space. He was found by Cicerone, and no doubt about it. It's a great chance here for Rodrigo Lopez.
Meanwhile, the crowd also going wild as it's final. The Kings beating the Warriors 126-123. As you'll probably see a lot more people funnel their way into the stadium here. What a victory just a few miles down the road in downtown Sacramento. Meanwhile, the Republic here up a goal, and Russell Cicerone, the man with 50 goals, and another man chasing 60. Over the top of this one is Rodrigo Lopez and Jack Gurr conferring. They'll go quickly to Russell. Cicerone, this one takes a deflection, and it's out of play. We'll reset. This will be the game's first corner kick, brought to you by Atlas Disposal.
Just trying to catch him off guard there.
Keko, just over the top. Herrera outstretched, got a finger to it, but another brilliant take here by Sacramento.
Smart play, going quick, caught me off guard on that second one. Keko's just trying to angle that towards the back post. If it gets a touch from anyone or doesn't, it can go in the back of the goal, and Christian Herrera makes up with it. A little tap over the bar.
A little slight breeze heading to the north end here. Another Atlas Disposal corner kick coming. Rodrigo Lopez out swinging ball here. Dami waiting just on the top. They'll go low. Arnold Lopez was the intended target, but Colorado Springs, to their credit, read it well. Now it's come back to Cicerone, and Matt Mahoney goes up in the air with it. Mahoney here back in 1920, and then came to Colorado Springs in 2021.
Did you say 1920?
Well, way back in the end, obviously, 2019 and 2020.
A century ago.
A century ago. And he still looks young as ever. Keko has it stuck. Bouncing around still. Softly played, and it's Devin Williams who plays it backward. 4 Jamaicans in the starting 11 for Colorado Springs here. Both Williams, Malik Foster, and Beckford. Arnold Lopez is brought down, and Republic will reset.
Again, a lot of success down this left-hand side, Sacramento. Dami Villader. I mentioned the Switchbacks and Republic play 3 at the back. I would say the 2 wide men, Cicerone, once again, not giving up on it.
And out comes Duke Lacroix, another former Republic player. Malik Foster, flag up. And he's going to continue to go, but Connor Donovan's not going to allow him to see a ball go in the back of the net. Registration for Republic summer camps and clinics now available in addition to lifelong memories. Each camper will take home a ticket to upcoming match. For more information, visit SacRepublicFC.com, camps, clinics. Cicerone into the corner. Jacker comes to it. Ball whipped in well over the top. Maloney will let it go. And Villader may have forced a corner kick, and it stays in play.
I think Beckford's reaction gave that away. I think he realized it went out. He stopped. Linesman couldn't see it. It is a tough angle for the linesman on the complete opposite side, trying to look between the goalposts. It's going to be a throw-in for Sacramento. It was a great ball whipped across Jack Gurr. Beckford shows his speed to recover.
And that's where you miss Sebastian Herrera, right? Getting up in the air. It's not something you expect Rodrigo Lopez to do, is get up on the edge. Although we've seen a couple last year.
He did get a great headed goal last year.
I don't think that's what's being asked of Rodrigo Lopez here. Meanwhile, further conversation between the Colorado Springs back line and the King score being announced here in Hart Health Park. So it'll go back to Colorado Springs for the throw, which was probably appropriate off of Dami Villader. Arnold Lopez plays this back into some space. Cicerone coming to it. Beckford not able to time that properly. Roro. And it comes back to Christian Herrera. Herrera primarily is a backup with Jeff Caldwell last year. Only made 7 appearances, but he started ever since week 1 here for the 2022-23 campaign, excuse me. Allowing just 2 goals and now 6 appearances. Well, 3 if you count tonight.
Go back to my point about both sides playing with the 3. Sacramento's Jack Gurr, Dami Villader, those wing backs. Really good defensively to get back in. It's probably not the strong suit of DeShane Beckford. Loves going forward. So that's why Dami Villader's getting a lot of success there. Just switching off at times Beckford and just getting exposed on that left-hand side. Something that the Switchbacks have to be wary of.
Republic 2-0-1 here at Hart Health Park this year. Herrera nearly touched that way out of his box.
A slip there from Christian Herrera, and if Cicerone was slightly closer, would have had another tap in.
This one plays back, coming into space. Here's Foster, and it's a bit off the mark. Choosing the right health plan for you and your family is simple with Western Health Advantage. Check the affordable rates and plans. They've been helping keep community strong for more than 25 years. Go to westernhealth.com. Wheat going to play a direct ball, then Maka King will allow it for Herrera. King, a solid contributor for El Paso last couple of seasons, 34 appearances, 7 goals even. Came to Colorado Springs last year. And this one may be a heavy for Dami, keeps it in, love the hustle play. Played over the top again. This time it's Beckford, allows it to come into some space. Wheat going shoulder to shoulder, going down low, this one's across the face. And Beckford getting that ball through, but no one making a run the far post. And that's where he is so dangerous. That quick step gets just beyond Wheat there, and it sets up a goal-scoring opportunity for Colorado Springs.
And that's what he wants to do. He wants to go forward. He wants to put these defenders in a really tough spot, and it was a tight angle for him. Couldn't quite challenge Danny Vitiello from such a tight spot. Ends up going for a throw-in, actually, but not a bad effort.
Connor Donovan wants it out of there. We go back to that Open Cup loss, 3-1 to Northern Colorado, and all 3 goals scored by the Hailstorm came after the 88th minute. Went into extra time. Skundrich. And now Duke Lacroix into the attack. We've seen it before. He played a little bit of left winger and left back positions. And here's a shot, and it's Drew Skundrich who sends it over the top of Danny Vidiello.
You're going to see from the goal kick here just how high Colorado Springs. So we have another little look at that Drew Skundrich effort. Really wants to be challenging the goalkeeper there, but Switchback set up high, but there's no real pressure on the guy in the ball. Shane Wheat bringing it forward. This is where Sacramento has to try and break those lines, find Keko, get out the other side. As you're seeing, it's a slow ball. That was the right idea, though. It's instead of just shipping it long, it's coming back down your throat. Can you connect? Can you get those guys who are brilliant with the ball, their feet in play, keep the ball a little bit longer, move them around, see what opens up.
Timmer doing similarly on the other side of the pitch. And now it allows Sacramento maybe to put a little pressure on themselves. Arnold swarming, tackle made, foul coming as the whistle is blown. It's been a battle between these two. This is the 13th all-time appearance, 5-5-2. Republic falling to this Switchback side in the playoffs on the road, 3-1. But during the regular season, Adam, we saw a 3-0 defeat in Colorado Springs, and they come back here and Republic going to win 3-0. So
it's definitely a different look, Switchbacks this year. You're trying to replace
Elvis Amo, Haji Berry, I mean, some really big names. Russell Cicerone, he's onside. Maka King, nice tackle to break that attack from Sacramento. Veteran player. Very solid as a central center back for Colorado Springs, and does a nice job to save what could have been maybe the second goal for Russell Cicerone.
Not only that, he had to make that. If he gets that wrong, he's already had a yellow card. And at that point of the field as well, you're looking at probably a straight red for
Cicerone playing this ball cross. Not enough for Roro, but Mahoney slipping for a moment. And now Republic will put a little pressure on. They break through. It's Skundrich. 3-time Cup winner at Stanford. Peeling it well, and Williams. We haven't seen a lot of Romario so far, and that's a good sign for Mark Briggs and his side. 2 goals on the season, coming in back-to-back championship games.
Barely mentioned Patrick Segrist on that left-hand side, and he's the one that can create some opportunities once again.
Beckford.
You see how dangerous Beckford can be.
Very close to a handball for Timmer as that ball bounced up on him.
Didn't know much about that, but it did catch his arm, Jared Timmer, as it bounced off the ground. Arm is swaying a little bit. Definitely made contact, but not much he can do about that. But going back to the new look of the Switchbacks, you lost with Amo, Galina, and Haji Barry. That was 43 goals between 3 of them last year. They were...
That's a lot.
Prolific.
Yes.
So it might take a little bit of time to get back to that. Malik Foster, we know he knows where the back of the net is. Romario Williams for sure.
And how many games did Amo and Galena and Barry bail them out late? Where they'd come up, and here's Skundrich again, takes an awkward bounce, but Vidiello's able to get a hand on it. But a good ball from Drew Skundrich to test Danny Vidiello once again, and now it's a corner kick for the Switchbacks.
Not afraid to take a crack there, and I think it's going wide, but Vitiello taking no chances. Just making sure as a goalkeeper. Last thing you want to do is let it go past you, and it sneaks into the bottom corner.
Mahoney got on it, waiting on the doorstep, Colorado Springs. And Drew Skundrich was right there, and the Switchbacks asking for maybe a penalty, thinking there was enough contact there to warrant one.
It's good movement by Drew Skundrich. As that ball's just popped across, he goes to the back post. They're led with the studs. Somewhat similar to what we saw Foster do a little bit earlier. And just pulled his foot away, and I think that was just enough to deter Drew Skundrich from tying the game.
Another ball high up. This time Danny Vidiello taking no chances and gets it at around the 6-yard line there. And well done by number 31. How about Danny Vidiello, already considered one of the top goalkeepers a couple of seasons ago with Pittsburgh, comes to Sacramento, has a really nice year after not starting the season as the number 1, and then clearly carved out his role and has continued that here in 2023. Another good look here, bouncing around Malik Foster, but Danny Vidiello's there again. Coming up with some big time saves tonight, Adam.
Malik Foster just snatches at it. It falls, fortunately for him, in the box, and with his weaker left foot, just unable to get enough contact once again to really trouble Danny Vitiello. If he takes his time, he's even got enough time to get that under control, bring it on his right foot. And it's maybe the one thing you'll see with Malik is just that lack of composure at times inside the box. All the speed in the world, and last thing, that selection, that's what makes a difference with those top goal scorers. Once again, the space is on the left-hand side. Villader
bringing it down. Flag is up.
It's always, when you see someone in that amount of space, it is very frustrating that they're offside. There's no need to be. There's no need. You're not trying to get away from a defender. And he might have been off. He might have been on Dami Villader, but don't even run the risk there. Have a look across the line.
Kecko. And he'll draw the foul on Williams.
Matt Mahoney's getting sucked in centrally. He plays on the right-hand side of that back three for the Switchbacks, and again, Beckford's, it's not his strength going all the way back there, so that's why Villader's constantly getting in acres of space, and when you get the ball to Roro Kecko, they'll know how to find them.
Here's Lopez, 2 assists on the year, leading the team in chances created with 15 coming into tonight. And typically one of the best in the USL Championship. Villader, he's going to serve this ball up centrally. Now looking to counter, here come the Switchbacks. Beckford looking to use his pace, pairing it up with Foster. Timmer on the other side gets turned around. Lopez comes in to make the tackle. Crowd loves it when the captain's making those type of plays. And for a guy like Roro, there's plenty you could say, you know, you've done enough that you don't need to probably do that. But you know what? That's why he wears the captain's armband and has earned the respect from his teammates year in and year out as he plays. What a play from the savvy veteran.
I think Malik Foster could believe that the guy who caught up with him was Rodrigo Lopez. Brilliant play. That's how you lead by example. We know how much he does in the attack in third, but Mark Briggs mentioned it this week. It is such a team effort. It's 1 goal given up, 4 clean sheets.
Skundrich at some space. Here's some chances taken by Colorado Springs, and Vidiello comes out of the deep 6 there, and now he's holding on to his right arm. That's could be a tough collision for both of them, and you hope Vitiello is okay.
Brilliant timing by him. There's a ball over the top by Speedy Williams, and you have to, once again, you have to get that right.
It looked like they came together just the exact time as Skundrich was looking to make a play on it.
And it's,
has a sting.
The elbow of Danny Viti, almost like he hyperextended that there. Because he open palm, they used the inside of his hand to kind of clear that away, and hopefully that's something he can just usually walk off an injury. When it's your legs, what do the goalkeepers do? Shake it off, right?
Shake it off, yeah.
Shake it off. Shake it off.
Little T Swift, you know what I mean? Shake it off. But also vitally important, and you know, this injury stoppage brought to you by Saha Float Spa. That's the one substitutions you don't want to make in a game like this, where you know that fresh legs are going to be critical, but just in case, Carlos Saldana is getting ready near the Republic bench in case called to go into this game. I think what we learned from Sebastian Herrera is you're not going to take chances at this time of year, right, Adam? I mean, you're not going to have a guy play through some pain that could put him out for weeks if it only means maybe a week or less. So it might be okay. And now a word from our sponsor at SMUD.
With SMUD rebates, you'll save big. Save money and save the planet for generations to come. Get rebates up to $3,500 from SMUD on clean power appliances, electric vehicles, and much more at cleanpowercity.org.
Dangerously back to Vitiello from Shane Weed. It's probably my least favorite move in any soccer match.
You know, like the wrist.
I don't love it. Too much that can go wrong off of Beckford. Lopez getting a call from the outstretched Luis Felipe. What I love about that play is Keko and Cicerone both making nice runs in the box, and Gurr was trailing. Now Gurr has it on the right side. Keko thought about going a 1v1 there and decides to maybe hold possession instead. Roro's got some space, dumping it off to Gurr. A little give and go here. Cross comes in, Cicerone, Tommy Villadair! Oh yeah, the Republic keep on making runs to the box. And Mark Briggs says good things happen when we get there. And guess what? They got 2 goals tonight on just effort plays alone. Republic buying one with Cicerone and another one with Tommy Villadair. His first on the year, by the way.
Great goal for the Spaniard. He's been heavily involved so far tonight. Massive hand in the first goal. Puts this one in the back of the net. And you just mentioned it a second ago, Rob. It's getting players making runs in the box. Great combination. Jack Gurr, Rodrigo Lopez on the right-hand side. Dangerous ball in. Cicerone almost gets it with a flick. You have numbers in the box. Villadair doesn't get it right first time. Puts it away with his right foot. 2-0 Republic. Flying once again here at Heart Health Park.
And a Red Hawk Resort Casino goal cam. 2 slapping the net early in the first half of this one. Villadair, 3 goals a year ago, has his first now, and he got his first against Orange County on the road last year on a ball that was just lasered from the back from Dan Casey. And you could see that that was starting to build his confidence. As the year went on, you could see that it wasn't just those type of long plays, it was the 1v1 and the composure that got better and better for Villadair. And that's exactly what we're talking about right there. Stayed with it, got the goal, and now with a big advantage, trying to be alone at the top of the Western Conference standings. This ball's played through. Foster still running. Sent in. Connor Donovan going all out again. Beckford has it back though. Cross coming in. As Colorado Springs, however, relentless on the other side here. May have just given up a goal, but they're looking to get one back And Beckford is such a critical part to what they do. He can clearly see how much of an advantage on that right side when he is in the attack they can have on any team. Good battle here between Lacroix and Russell Cicerone. Timmer. Roro, look at this from Dami. Oh, it's denied by Matt Mahoney right at the point. As Roro looked to release that, Gurr is going to switch the field instead. Falling to Cicerone. Russell brought down just outside, may have slipped. Little 50-50 chance there. Maka King and Cicerone both going for it.
I think it's some black ice just at that spot. The amount of guys that have slid right there. And there was no contact. I know the fans in here thought there might have been.
I agree. It's the right call. No good.
It's like the players have slippers on at that.
It's a little bit
tiny
cooler.
Little patch there.
It's not ice cold. Foster. Back to Mahoney. Bouncing around Arnold Lopez. Sacramento finding some opportunities to break down the press. Lopez has Dami Villader just waiting along that back line to spring forward. He's looking for another. Again, here's Malik Foster. Cross coming in, takes a hop. Romario Williams screaming for handball against Jared Timmer. It was nearly there. Pecco in the press now starting to pick up a bit more from Colorado Springs as Shane Wheat says that's enough and will send it to the stands.
He's actually trying to go with the outside of the boot there, Shane Wheat, and if you don't get that right, it might just go straight out of bounds there.
Well, Crystal Creamery building strong bones and bodies for the freshest dairy from the Central Valley since 1901, taking pride in delivery you can trust. Taste how fresh or local can be. Simple, local, fresh. And big news, USL at Lewis City. Saw him here a couple of weeks ago, Josh Widener.
Young man, 17 years old.
17.
Maybe 18 now.
He'll be 18 early May.
Early May. But fantastic news for the USL. Getting his first call up to the US men's national team. I mean, just incredible. He's got a big future ahead of him, and it is great for the league to display that players can reach the highest level in this country by playing in this league. So fantastic for him. Great job for everyone in the league.
And our little 17-18 joke comes back from a last game when they had here. So there is an opportunity here. Segrist really hasn't had much to do tonight. Has tried to play that ball in. The 24-year-old defender with an assist on the season.
A couple minutes before halftime here, the Switchbacks will try and get something in the back of the net here before the end of the half.
Look at Matt Mahoney all the way up at him. Played back, Roro's got to send it to Wheat, and here comes pressure.
That means there's some space at the back line if Sacramento can get forward.
They're trying here. Russell Cicerone doing everything he can to try to turn over the top. Just brilliant from Tommy Villader. He just does something like that every game, doesn't he? That just makes you laugh and go, wow.
Full of confidence. Doesn't get the assist on the first goal, but he was the architect of that, whipping a fantastic ball that put Christian Herrera in a dangerous position. gets the second goal, and once again the space on the left-hand side, Rodrigo Lopez, acres of space.
Takes a deflection off of Drew Skundridge, but you're right, it's wide open. And is that a reason because of Deshane Beckford being so high up?
He's not a wing back, he's a winger. So he loves to go forward, and trying to get someone like him to get back just isn't in his DNA, I don't believe. So it is leaving those big gaps, and that's maybe something the Switchbacks have to address at halftime.
And if I guess you can draw Matt Mahoney in closer to the central of the park, I guess it offers good things. Here's another 3-on-2 break for Sacramento.
Watch the run of Roro.
Lopez just missed it wide by inches. Had Herrera going the other way and tried to sneak it near post. And you don't see many of those missed from Rodrigo Lopez. Close.
And he does everything right. He knows Matt Mahoney, the center back's getting pulled in towards his own goal. Just waits for the cut back. Just doesn't get enough purchase on it. Can't bring it back across his body, Roro, and that would have been a magnificent end to a really good first half here for Sacramento Republic. But it remains 2-0.
Well, there's some home cooking here. I mean, the amount of goals that we've seen here in the last couple of weeks now, 5 against Lou City, easily could have been 8. I mean, a couple kissing off the post and the bar, and some great saves by Morton that night for Lou City. And you know, you look at that game and you say, okay, well, 5 goals, pretty darn good. And then you followed up here with a 2 tonight against Colorado Springs, who's directly behind you in the standings. So Sacramento playing some top teams already in this early part of the season. Gers slipping through. He's got Cicerone to his left, finding Russell. Here's through to Luis Felipe. Pure brilliance from Sacramento Republic. The buildup was textbook, and they put it away. The game's 3rd goal in the half, and it's all Sacramento, and that's Luis Felipe's number 3 on the year. And what a start to not only the season for this club, but for number 96.
Wow. Are you kidding me, Russell Cicerone? The awareness to just let that ball go. He knows Luis Felipe's following up behind him. And 3-0. The combination as well, Jack Gurr. He just got so many numbers in the box, but Cicerone, brilliant. Villadare's in a good spot. Luis Felipe coolly slots in the back of the net.
Sometimes the best assist you give is the one you don't even touch. What a ball from Jack Gurr, and just the combination of physicality and grit and the athleticism that he shows, but all the mental side of the game. Russell Cicerone really does bring a lot, and really what a team effort again by Sacramento. And it's hard to say there's only been 1 assist, especially as 3 goals have gone into this first half for Sacramento.
Well, that one again, he doesn't get the assist on that. That does go down to Jack Gurr, but Cicerone, that's so clever. So clever. I mean, it really should be an assist. But he won't mind. He'll just be delighted that once again his team is flying at home.
And Luis Felipe has surpassed his 2022 goal totals in USL Championship play. Over the top, Malik Foster looking for a run at it. This one's bouncing around. Echeverria was there, still not out of trouble yet. Sacramento sees a lot of blue jerseys, but the denial is there again by Shane Weed in that back line, who we talked about bending or breaking. A lot of bending so far by Sacramento, but that's exactly maybe how they've designed it, is they knew they're going to face a high pressing team who's going to get a lot of looks. This one's taken away by Cicerone, and now Keko's looking for a teammate. He's going to put it out into space, see if Jack Gurr can go get it, and Christian Herrera will find us ace easily here. Coming up at half, you're going to see a little more of Shane Weed. He took a drive with the CHP Academy and had a lot of fun doing it, about as fast as you can go in the water, doing spin outs, and you're gonna want to stick around and watch that. Here's Keko. This one is off of Colorado Springs, so We do have 4 minutes of stoppage time here, so about a minute left. And that is another Atlas Disposal corner kick, and here comes Keko and company. Looking to add to the total here. 3 goals already in the first half of play. They've scored 13 goals in the last 3 games, including the US Open Cup, where they won 5-4 a week and a half ago. Add that to the 5-goal performance against Lou City, and now 3 tonight. We talk about a balance here, only allowing 1 goal in 6 weeks so far.
If you're Stephen Hogan.
Over the top, Connor Donovan was there, he wanted it. And Arnold smartly holding possession.
Sacramento looking for a 4th, but for Stephen Hogan, you're down 3 goals. You're at a place where the team's only given up 1 goal in 5 games. Not what he envisioned coming into this match.
Well, 45 minutes and some change. Sacramento has 3 goals. Russell Cicerone in the 8th, Tommy Villader in the 37th, and Luis Felipe in stoppage time. And this Sacramento team is showing why they are #1 in the power rankings. What a performance, 45 minutes in, but we've still got 45 minutes to go. Don't go away. Halftime is coming up next, and we'll be right back here from Hart Health Park for the final 45 minutes in USL Championship play, Week 6 in Sacramento.
The fun has begun. The Apex at Red Hawk Resort Casino is now Northern California's premier family fun destination. Get your heart racing on this spectacular 3-level indoor kart track. If bowling is up your alley, there are 18 lanes of fun at the Apex, plus a mind-blowing virtual reality arcade, incredible golf simulators, and one of the best sports bars anywhere. We're taking entertainment to a whole new level. It's the Apex at Red Hawk Resort Casino.
This is the look of a little girl with big dreams, but only one last hope. A girl whose organs were shutting down as she was growing up. A girl who finally found her spotlight when she found her specialist. UC Davis Health. From the extraordinary to the routine, we're discovering healthy and changing real people's lives right here in the Sacramento region. UC Davis Health. Discovering healthy.
At SMUD, we're committed to zero carbon by 2030. We're creating more energy from renewable resources, reconfiguring our power plants to improve air quality, electrifying our fleet, greening our buildings, and accelerating clean energy with our first grid-scale battery farm. The Clean Power City movement is happening. For 37 ways you can join the charge, visit cleanpowercity.org.
Tonight's halftime show is brought to you by Modelo and by Red Hawk Resort and Casino and by SMUD. Back to Hart Health Park. What a performance in the first 45 minutes for the Sacramento Republic. They have a 3-goal advantage and just a domination from the first whistle. Well, in honor of the First Responders Nights, multiple Republic players visit the CHP Academy, the local firehouse, to learn about the day-to-day of local first responders.
Today we are at the CHP Academy here in West Sacramento with Shane Wheat and Rafa Haregi, checking out their EVOC course, which is their Emergency Vehicle Operations course, getting a first-hand look at what it takes to be a CHP cadet here in the state of California.
I think just like in any profession, perfecting what you're doing is essential. Just being there in times of crisis for other people, they got to be on top of their game, so it's very important for them to be precise.
They got to see a little bit of what the cadets go through as far as performance driving, as well as the skid pan, which is where they get that vehicle a little out of control and are able to get it back under control. So it's very important for our officers to be able to know how that vehicle and its dynamics work and to be able to safely operate that vehicle.
We have to trust them in what they do, and seeing their skill level and how much practice they put into everything really helps us build that trust with them.
They keep all of California safe, and they have a lot of hard work that doesn't go unnoticed. They support us. We want to show that we're supporting them. Today we are at Sacramento Fire Department Station number 5 here off Broadway. They gave us a great tour of their facilities and a little bit of what they do each and every day.
There's 8 members here at a time, 4 on the truck, 4 on the engine.
We had Connor Donovan, Rafa Jaregui, and Danny Vitiello get a chance to peek behind the lens at everything that they do in our community.
And then there's an engineer, and that's the person who drives.
These guys are heroes on a day-to-day basis. They're saving people and saving homes. These guys are doing 48, 72-hour shifts, and they're pretty much living here. So they're showing us everything they go through.
Well, that's pretty smart.
Gave them a station tour showing them the daily life of the firefighters. So basically where we eat, sleep, recreate, and train. And then we showed them the apparatus, the fire engine, the fire truck, and this particular firehouse has a rescue boat. So we went over the operations of our rescue boat as well.
In an instant, they have to be ready to go, down the pole, get into their trucks and go. It's a great thing to see and really puts into perspective the true heroes these guys are.
First responders are just so vital to the Sacramento community, whether it's CHP, fire, medic. It's just a little token of our appreciation to come out and show our support for them, just like they come out and show support for us at our games.
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals. We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Welcome back to Heart Health Park. Rob McAllister, Adam Moffett with you. And Adam, what a start. All the feels here. 3 goals in the first half of play. This is almost becoming normal here for Sacramento.
It's crazy. Crazy. What a night. The Kings win 3-0 halftime. It feels great.
It's a lot of good energy. Rivercats also win 15-6 today. Wow. Sacramento Kings 22-6, 123 in week 1. And then obviously what we've got going on here at Sacramento Republic, though, got to finish this out so you can get the trifecta today. Let's go around the league here in the USL Championship. Here are our news and notes. And we talked about Josh Weidner, called up the U.S. men's national team camp, and obviously a young teenager that a lot of people have had their eye on, and a very good defensive player. Jordan Farr getting the USL Player of the Month. I take a little exception to that, especially because our goalkeeper has been, I would say, better, first of all.
Yes, the goalkeeper, but I think the man, Russell Cicerone, might be a little disappointed at that, but well done, Jordan Farr.
Questionable. It's all right. It's been it's going to be a good rivalry, hopefully continuing on with two of the top clubs. And look at this. We got a lot to look at because this is the standings going into tonight. But you can see there's a number 1 in the L column for San Antonio. And San Diego Loyal, they're still hunting around. Colorado Springs still around. But if Sacramento can pull off 3 points tonight, they'll have a little bit of breathing room, but the rest of the bunch here.
Yeah, Oakland Roots currently losing their match. San Antonio lost today, San Diego tied, and obviously the Switchbacks Republic here, that's a big swing, whoever takes the 3 points here.
I'll tell you what, Monterey Bay, they've really shown up. They lead the league in goals scored heading into this week, so a team that to be reckoned with as we'll face them here in a couple of weeks. But Sacramento really owning the first half here at Heart Health Park as they lead 3-0. Russell Cicerone, Domi Viader, Luis Felipe, all getting in on the action. As we'll head to more of your highlights and we'll have your stats coming up after this. It's First Responders Night. It's all fun on the field this evening for Sacramento.
Listen up. Why do you do it? You ignore the signs and the flashing lights.
Don't you see the work zone?
Seriously? Caltrans is working right there. Right next to your speeding car. My mom is out there. That's my dad's truck. That's my papa behind those cones.
So slow down.
Watch out for them. And be alert. How would you feel if that was your dad? Be alert. Be work zone alert.
This is the look of a woman who fought cancer for years with no answers. A woman who bravely championed her own health and found a doctor who'd do the same. A woman whose ending was rewritten when she found remission. UC Davis Health. From the extraordinary to the routine, we're discovering healthy and changing real people's lives right here in the Sacramento region. UC Davis Health. Discovering healthy.
How do you build a community that thrives? By staying active, by working and playing together, and by building strong bones and bodies with food that's simple, local, and fresh. Crystal Creamery has proudly supported Central Valley athletes and athletic programs since 2012. Because when you nourish a community, the community thrives. Crystal Creamery, simple, local, fresh.
Welcome back to Modelo at the break. And beating the drum of victory as they can smell it. Still got 45 minutes though. For Sacramento to go, they have a 3-goal advantage. Let's see how it all went down early on. You could see Colorado Springs was going to press. They were going to press high. How could Sacramento counter that? Well, in the 8th minute, they found a way, found some holes, and ultimately led to a nice Russell Cicerone goal, his 50th of his championship career.
Good ball in by Dami Viader. He puts Christian Herrera in a tough spot. He can't really catch that one, can't gather it. And unfortunately for him, it falls to Cicerone, who slices the contact, but when you're on, it goes into the back of the net. And great start, 8th minute, but once again, you can't switch off. Malik Foster, we know how dangerous he can be. Gets a chance, could have tied it up there to make it 1-1, and it wasn't to be. And if you don't put your chances away, you get punished.
And Sacramento found out. Here's another good look. This is a little collision between Drew Skundrich and Danny Vidiello, and Vidiello a little shaken up there, would brush it off, and that right hand seems to be okay. And then just 2 minutes later, this comes about.
Once again, it comes from the wide areas. Good combination. Great ball by Roro. Viader following, getting players in the box. Kind of scuffs the first part, but slots it away coolly in the second, and 2-0. You think that's it, 2-0 halftime, but it's not over.
This is one of the best plays we've seen maybe all year in build-up. Just so clean, they make it look so easy. Mark Briggs talked about keeping it simple and training this week. They make it look simple. It's not easy to do. Don't confuse the two. As the Republic have a 3-goal advantage and 4 shots on target. Switchbacks have 3, but maybe not as deadly as you'd like to be if you're Stephen Hogan. They do have 11 shots. Is that concerning for Mark Briggs and the Republic that Switchbacks are getting looks here?
I don't think so, because they're leaving themselves susceptible at the back. So they are getting, they're actually leaving a lot of players up high, and I think they might switch things here, go to a flat back 4, and it does look like that's what the Switchbacks are going to do. Realizing the back 3 was just too narrow.
So that's Patrick Segrist, who will come to the left back position, and Duke Lacroix will slide over, and Matt Mahoney will become the right back.
They might not. They might just be setting up actually for the start of the game here. We'll see as it progresses. Based upon where Matt Mahoney is, I think they are staying with that 3 at the back.
And Rodrigo Lopez takes another one. He has a few words he'd like to share with Echeverria about that challenge. And here comes a shot from Williams. That should be an instant card. I don't know if it will be, if it was enough, as Rodrigo Lopez coming forehead to forehead with Stevie Echeverria. And I'll tell you what, Rodrigo Lopez seems to have had enough, and now maybe there's a bit more to that injury than we'll see, as tempers are flaring here as the Switchbacks down 3 goals, and Republic not taking kindly to any shots. And there's a yellow shown to Stevie Echeverria, the 4th for the Switchbacks here in this game.
And it was just after Rodrigo Lopez releases the ball. Echeverria, it's almost a little knee into the back of his calf. And Rodrigo Lopez himself gets a yellow card for.
And that is brought to you.
Involvement. And you just see, as the ball's released, Roro releases it, Echeverria follows with him, just has a little dig at him.
Yellow card brought to you by Office of Traffic Safety and Caltrans.
Yeah, when you put your forehead into someone, you do run the risk. But Romario Williams flew in. I'm surprised he didn't get any yellow card. Big, powerful guys throwing that body around there.
So Rodrigo Lopez also shown yellow, so the first for Sacramento. And will provide this set piece here for the home side. Up 3 goals. Lopez dropping this one, back post. Out comes Herrera, waiting for it. Dami, and it's a whistle inside the box, and it will be reset for Colorado Springs. When you look at Sacramento and who they play, just sizing up, every team the Republic have faced so far are in the playoff picture, and they have a total going into this week 45 points. The worst team of that bunch, El Paso, they played in week 1, who has 7 points. Meanwhile, for Colorado Springs, their opponents have only 30 combined points. San Antonio, the top team they played, the second best team they played, El Paso. Little back heel. Echeverria finding Williams. Romario looking for goal number 3 in as many weeks. Won't get it there. So you look at Sacramento, number 1 in the power rankings, and while impressive, the point total of 11 going into this match. Not only that, it's who they've done it against that's maybe even more impressive. Looking for Williams again. Is he onside? Appears to be so. Malik steps back to his right foot. Will dump it off to the corner. Here's a shot denied by Danny Vidiello. What a stop by 31. Segrist sends the cross in, and Dami Villader is there to clear it away.
That's what the switchbacks I want to see more. And more Segrist on that left-hand side, getting balls into the box. Looking for Romario Williams, giving him service.
Jared Timmer on that one. Here's another look for Colorado Springs, and Keko trying to find Rodrigo Lopez. Sliding through, Beckford and Arnold Lopez. See if Sacramento can either counter or maybe take some possession. One thing, when you look at that back line for Sacramento, we haven't mentioned Jared Timmer a lot, and a lot to his credit, and here's a bit much from Duke Lacroix, Russell Cicerone. We don't mention Jared Timmer a lot because, Adam, when you watch him play, he does so much to cut off opportunities for the guy he's defending. There's no reason to call his name. That's probably the mark of a really good backline defender.
Rarely gets exposed and doesn't try and overdo it when he has the ball, not too fancy. Just a really good addition to the side this year. And he's going to be put under a little bit more pressure this second half.
Jacker looking for an opportunity here, flying through as Dami Villader. So we apologize to Jared Timmer. We'll try to talk about you more, but I guess that's a good thing if we don't say your name too often. This one coming, and it'll sail out of play. I think Williams may have been offside either way. Well, don't miss a minute of action this season. Join the Republic and become an Indomitable member today. Sac Republic, fc.com/memberships for more information. Good turn there by Wheat. Roro is going to spring his left back forward, trying that winger position. Dami Villader, just a little too out front of him. Cicerone trying to bait them to get these corners, little traps almost set up at him.
I like the energy that Colorado Springs have brought to this second half. I'm sure at halftime they've had to reassess how the game's gone so far for them. And you look at the stats as we did at halftime, and it doesn't look too bad except that top one, 3-0. And they just have to tidy up. They don't want to get exposed in those wide areas. And then going forward, the tough thing is you start putting crosses in. You get 3 big boys, Timmer, Shane Wheat, Connor Donovan.
And Malik Foster, Danny Vidiello last touched, and it'll be a corner kick.
That wasn't the case. It was Malik Foster just kind of stood on top of the ball, tripped over it, and it rolled out of bounds, but it will be a corner kick. Atlas disposal corner kick coming up here.
And last touch by Vidiello.
Yeah, right. There was by Vidiello.
That's a great call. Ball in the mix, cleared away. Stephen Hogan was hoping for something. Left side, Segrist is wide open. He's going to send this ball right into the path of Williams with a great opportunity for Colorado Springs. And again, it is Sacramento who is able to deny a good look on frame.
That man putting his body on the line. Once again, Connor Donovan. Not much gets past him.
Lofted high, Danny Vidiello. Making contact is Drew Skundrich. "390 minutes since the last goal allowed by Sacramento. That was against Charleston. Here, what seems like months ago. Dangerous here as Timmer heads it back to Vidiello.
Still moved by Romario Williams as well, jumping over Jared Timmer. I would never have tried that. Never have made it that high.
You didn't do enough plyometric work, I guess.
No, I'd have been the guy on the ground.
Yeah.
So anyone could jump over me.
Sacramento scored 20 goals, allowed 14 in this series all time.
It's a very close series. It is.
Keko. I think Keko had a chance to dribble that one in.
I think he was set. He was set. He knew he had a better space. He wanted to get that ball under control and get the first attempt on goal in the second half for the Republic. But once again, like his effort in the first half, it just goes high and over the bar.
Williams, ooh, and Williams down low is Keko. It feels like he took a double shot there into the leg and maybe up high. He's tough enough, he'll be all right. Sacramento #1 in the power rankings. Colorado Springs at #6 currently. So another top opponent for Sacramento to start this 2023 campaign in week 6. Cicerone getting a little turned around there, trying to make a play. Maka King's up there. Timmer, and it'll be Republic through.
Good cover, Jared Timmer. Jack Gurr he went up to win the ball and kind of broke away from him. Timmer knew his man needed a little bit of cover. Got there in time. Now we're just going to mention his name as much as we can.
Timmer out of Hudsonville, Michigan, 25 years of age, and will be 26. And Arnold Lopez. And takes a high forearm to the face there.
Be careful if you're Echeverria. You've had a yellow card, just like 3 of his other teammates, and I don't think there's any intent from him there, but anytime you make some contact with someone else's face, you run the risk of getting a yellow card, and if you've already had one, you don't want 2.
Played it through. Romario Williams getting turned around. Shane Wheat does a nice job to cover. And Arnold Lopez is booked for what appears to be maybe a foul in the middle of the field during the attack. I didn't see it quite play out, but Mark Briggs is fired up.
Yeah, there was a foul. Well, there was a challenge made initially. It seemed like it was a fair enough challenge, but the referee must have decided that he played advantage, and Romario Williams just sliding in that spot. That spot that we saw several players in the first half slip at.
But you're right, much different energy, more physical. They're going to take some chances. I mean, you're down 3 goals. I think for Switchbacks, you at this point, probably for Stephen Hogue, you want to see what kind of response you're going to see from your club. It's still very early in the year.
Mentality, it's how do you respond. You're going to be, during the season, you're going to be in these tough spots, and I'm sure he just doesn't want his team just to quit, give up. Can they get back in this game, or can they keep it at 3-0? Who knows what it is, but they definitely look like they're much more of a threat just in this first 10 minutes of the second half. For the Republic, they got to play around that. You know, the press is going to be higher, so can you find a 4th? Can you really kill the game? Because one goal here.
Malik Foster flying in near the 6. This ball curling in. Maka King fighting with Russell Cicerone. Crowd wanted a foul there. It'll be the Switchbacks who come away clean. Quick touch, not enough there. Timmer calmly. Probably got to get out of this half. Building here to the right side, Beckford again. Beckford will send a cross in, maybe a shot, and Vitiello is bowled over by Malik Foster for a third time tonight. Say the least, the crowd is unhappy. Mark Briggs is furious on the sideline. And Malik Foster already has yellow cards, so I'm not sure if he'll receive a booking here. But it does appear that'll be the case, as Danny Vitiello is slow to get back up. And you can hear Thomas Snyder here giving Malik Foster, that's it. That's your final warning. Otherwise, I'm probably going to have to send you after this match.
And I think Malik's trying to say that he was pulled down by Vitiello, but...
Or maybe Jared Timmer there.
Yeah, maybe just pulled him into it, and it's... Again, he has to go for the ball, and
those are tough. We've talked about this before, where you're trying to protect goalkeepers, and if the reverse were true of if it's Colorado Springs and Sacramento going in on it, it's just hard, right? It's hard to stop when you're flying, especially the speed of Malik Foster.
I do think the first two were far more reckless than that one, but I mean that's 3 times he's made contact with the goalkeeper. You typically don't see that.
So 2 changes here for Colorado Springs, as Patrick Segrist is out of the match. And Oscar Agron, who was just brought on to the club on loan from San Jose Earthquakes, 3 appearances with San Jose a year ago, was the 13th overall pick from Clemson. And the striker Aaron Wheeler in for Stevie Echeverria. So Echeverria is Aaron Wheeler, a guy who late in last year really showed that he can score goals late and can be a difference maker as a substitute, and likely serving that role again. Outstretched here.
And that might change how they play a little bit. It might be more balls up to Wheeler.
Duke Lacroix trying to get there and cut off by Jack Gurr, hustling to get back. You know that Duke Lacroix would like nothing more than get a goal against his former team.
Aaron Wheeler, you just mentioned coming in. He's a big fella. He's got to be 6'6". He's going to shut. Look at the sky above everyone else there. Shane Wheat's going to mark him at this set piece.
34 years of age, out of Baltimore. Took 5 years off of soccer professionally before coming back. Another Atlas Disposal corner kick, short corner. Williams looking to turn. Romario sending it. And Russell Cicerone is there. Back centrally, Beckford trying to go low with it. And Keko selling out, and now Sacramento in a foot race. Lopez and Duke Lacroix, and Lacroix able to maintain possession. Mahoney to the right side. Wheat's gonna have to get out and defend. Beckford cross in, a little bit lazy. Defending there for Sacramento's 2 players colliding again, and Danny Vitiello is hot.
Malik Foster once again involved, and if the referee he's giving you second warning, that's second final warning. That's when your kid's been misbehaving. You really don't want to.
Yeah. You don't really want to ground them. It's going to ruin vacation. Yeah. So you give them one more final. Jack Gurr was there on the ground there, and again 2 former teammates. Malik Foster, though, I mean, this is a guy that the Republic did not want to see go, but had an opportunity with Colorado Springs, and so he took it. So there really shouldn't be any bad blood in terms of being let go, but for Malik Foster, he probably wants to prove that he made the right choice.
Yeah, I think he might. Danny Vitiello might owe him some money or something. I'm not too sure what the deal is there, but it was great for Malik. I think getting last season, him being fully fit, and you just saw what a threat he was. His pace, he was putting the ball in the back of the net. And
of course,
hopefully that continues for him, just being healthy.
And the Panenka that we saw against Sporting KC, and the penalty kicks, probably one of the best moments in Republic history go on. Rodrigo Lopez would seal the deal and send the club to the U.S. Open Cup final in Orlando.
That was the biggest night for me in this club's history. I know winning that championship, but
here's a chance. Ball slid in, still bouncing around. Timmer gets to it. Very dangerous from Colorado Springs. A little bit unlucky not to find net. There's Wheeler, and Wheeler goes down and draws the foul.
And it's getting really interesting here. You can sense the Colorado Springs feel like there's one ball falling their way from getting right back into this game, and that might force Mark Briggs to look to the bench, change things up a little bit.
It's Devin Speedy Williams. 3 USL Championship Cup titles to his name, one with the Red Bulls, 2 with Lou City. Trying to find another with Colorado Springs. But he's been a vital part to every team he's played for. This one's over the top. Vitiello has a decision to make. And the Switchbacks get a good look. It appears to be maybe Oscar Agron got on the end of that one.
It was actually Jared Timmer. It went a little bit too close to his own goal there.
Another Atlas disposal corner kick.
Yeah, taking no chances, just slots it behind. Vitiello couldn't get there in time, but it's another corner kick, another chance. And you got Aaron Wheeler up there, and you got big bodies, lots of big bodies. Romario Williams. Drew Skundrich is always buzzing around, making late runs. I'm going to keep an eye on him. That's not the delivery you want, though.
Wheeler will track it down. 3 goals by Sacramento, all in the first half of play. Whipped right back into the mix. Williams heads to it. Another Williams finds it. Maybe trying to just find enough space. Sacramento diving all over the pitch here. Quick tap in. Jared Timmer one more time, coming up big for Sacramento. Dami Villader is cut down, and the foul is given, and Sacramento will get this one back. And here is the game's first change for Sacramento as Luther Archimed into the game for Keko. Archimed, 23 years of age, out of Guadalupe, spent some time with his national team. Has been primarily used as a sub throughout his career with Sacramento in season number 2 now. And what does he bring to this match here for Mark Briggs?
A little more energy and a more natural striker. Russell Cicerone will stay in the game, but he'll drop a little bit deeper, look to try and get on the ball and support that high man. Him and Rodrigo Lopez will be underneath.
I think Dami Villader a bit slow to get up and not sure.
Yeah, it was that challenge with Aaron Wheeler, that last one where Dami got the free kick given to him.
And we might see an Aldair Sanchez come to this game, and we've seen him now in training, and very impressive for sort of an unknown coming into the squad. And Dami Villader, you hate to have him leave like this, especially after the nice goal that he had and the performance he has put in along that left side. But they're probably not going to take any chances with number 3. So that means Aldair Sanchez will come into this game as a tryout with a club, gets an opportunity, probably a long shot. Would he see minutes? He's still very young, 20 years of age, and what do you know? He's made a couple of appearances, already had 2 assists in the Open Cup match. And now getting a key moments here against Colorado Springs.
Yeah, amazing. The open tryouts, you know, a lot of people, I mean, you don't show up year over year. You're always complaining no one's going to make it, right?
Yeah.
So I'm telling you, you got to show up.
I think it was rigged, but obviously it's not. So
just a fantastic story. I mean, you take any opportunity you can to get in the shop window, and he's not only has he done that, but he's getting himself minutes at the professional level. It's a brilliant story, and he's going to get a big 25 plus right here, stepping in that left wing back role, and it's going to look more like a left back role, I think, for the remainder of this game. The pressure that the Switchbacks are putting on.
Well, he's originally from the Pacific Northwest, went to school in North Carolina, and then came back, played for Portland, and the Timbers Youth Academy product as well, and give it a chance here in Sacramento. And Todd Donovan and Mark Briggs really liked what they saw from him and felt like he could contribute. And sure enough, he is coming in big moments. And they're going to need him throughout this year. There's no doubt about it. Little underlapping run here from Gurr as Cicerone feeling the pressure from behind. Lopez. Felipe with a turn. Felipe trying to find a teammate. Archimed is just offside.
That was tight. A reverse ball, very clever by Luis Felipe, and Archimed just kind of stumbled over his feet.
Now looking at the current standings, Charleston and Louisville City at the top in the East. Charleston Battery 14 points, Lou City right behind them at 12. Two teams Sacramento's already faced and it's taken a win and a draw against.
And we maybe thought Louisville City, oh, they're not going to be the powerhouse they've always been after that emphatic win here for Republic. But they go ahead and beat San Antonio tonight. 1-0, limited them to many opportunities. So second in the East, they're strong. Charleston Battery here.
And they looked better. I mean, that was a team that when you saw them out on the pitch, this was not the Charleston from a year ago.
No, they really do look organized, but 1-0 up here, up a man, and you think, oh, they give it away. Maybe they're not as strong as they are, but they are. They're a really, really strong team. So all positives from Mark Briggs' men, and you want to focus on your own stuff, but at the same time, it's good to see what else is going on around the league.
And Sacramento will take on Detroit on April 22nd. That's next Saturday. And Detroit currently with just 4 points on the year through 6 games. A win and a draw to their name. And really, if you look at where Sacramento falls here, really, you hate to say it because you don't want to jinx it, but probably the least challenging game on the schedule through the first 7 weeks.
Yeah, you might be jinxing it by saying that. Yeah, it is. It's crazy to think about with the success they've had. And that's the sign of a good team. They can play against the teams who maybe aren't as high and have the right mentality, the right attitude.
Archimed, good pressure, pushing this one all the way back. Now here comes Roro into the corner. Switchbacks trying to get out of it. Here comes a charging Aldier Sanchez. And he may get his name in the official docket after a booking there. You got to find a way in somehow, right? Sometimes, and
get his name on the score sheet somehow. Yeah, it's a first challenge of the game, and gets a yellow card. And Skundrich is able to continue. And that was the same in the first half for the Switchback. I think the ref was a little bit hasty with a yellow card. Sometimes it's the first challenge. You can, if you're firm enough with them, players will kind of back off a little bit. Always have to brandish that yellow card.
Sacramento with another match at home. This one will stay at 7 o'clock though for that kick, so don't show up late. You might miss 3 goals that we've learned tonight. This ball is floated to the top left. Jack Gurr shielding Duke Lacroix from getting there, and then he'll continue that. As now he's battling with Wheeler. Romario Williams.
If the referee saw what Aaron Wheeler, he took a little, flick at Jack Gurr there, and Jack is not happy about that. There was definitely some intent there from Aaron Wheeler. And you can just see as the ball's released, Wheeler, just watch his legs. He just kind of back heels, flicks Jack Gurr.
Beckford with a returning shot, and this one is way over the bar. But Colorado Springs have looked much more dangerous in this second half than we saw from the first 45. I tell you what, Beckford's going to be a player to contend with here in the USL Championship this year. He has shown some real nice pace into the attack, early serves, really good balls in. 3 assists on the season.
And I just worry about the defensive responsibility for him. I think if you're asking him to go back, defend, you're kind of taking away from that added threat that he has, and maybe a little bit liability, as you see right there.
Aldair Sanchez putting on a move on the left side here, and the Sacramento probably need to find a little possession here. Mark Briggs probably wants to collect themselves. They've been defending for most of the second half here. Foster back to Williams. In chase to the right side. Wheat's going to have to go down low. This one is just dribbled all the way into the 6. Beckford ran out of options. And a Switchbacks player is down, and Thomas Snyder is seeking medical aid from the touchline as Malik Foster may be cramping up here.
He is cramping up. He's put a lot of effort into this match against his old team. A lot more energy put into it as well, mentally, I'm sure. I don't know how well. I do know, because I did cramp up a lot as a player. It's kind of hard to get back going after that.
Especially when it's cold like this, probably doesn't help. So Malik Foster, he might be done. He is not moving well at the end line there. Meanwhile, some activity on the Republic bench. Just over the top of Archimed. Here's Luis Felipe, what a ball. Sanchez making a run, Archimed cutting back inside. Sanchez, right to Archimed, a denial coming from Christian Herrera. Good idea to find frame. Love that buildup, really smart by Luther Archimed to get back into an open position to allow a shot on goal.
It was good play. It was the initial ball out by Luis Felipe to find Sanchez on the left-hand side, and Archimed's initial run was just too early. Sanchez didn't even have control of the ball. He runs to the front post, but what he does is he backs up. Similar to Jack Gurr goal we saw a few weeks ago. It kind of skips into his path, and good contact. He's unlucky not to get on the score sheet there, the big man.
I love it there too. Didn't try to do too much with it. Service from Lopez. Gurr! And 2 bodies have come together, and looks like Luther Archimed is on the turf, as is Aaron Wheeler, excuse me. A lot of injuries tonight. A lot of players from both teams down on the turf. A lot of contact being made. Taking a break was Saha Float Spa. Well, it's Colorado Springs who will host New Mexico United next weekend. New Mexico struggling. Started off the year okay, but 4 points, certainly in 11th place. And at the top, Sacramento, if this holds, would have 14 points. San Diego and San Antonio both at 11. And then Colorado Springs and Monterey Bay are your top 5 in the Western Conference. Bit of a break here allows us to hear a word from our sponsor at the Office of Traffic Safety.
So you're out for a drink. Before that drink turns to drinks, make a plan to get home safe. Just call a friend, a cab, or get a ride share. Whatever you do, don't let drunk drive. Go safely, California.
So Archimed looking for his first goal in the year, unable to do so. Had 6 goals and 3 assists a year ago. And did score in the Open Cup and a penalty against Sporting KC. Still young, 23 years of age. I feel like he has a lot to build on and still has a lot to contribute. And he's got the size. He gets himself in really good positions. And I think at this point, they just want to see ball go into the back of the net. But a good look there. I really liked the shot that he took there.
Yeah, I think he will get his goals this year, Luther Archmed.
Skundrich. Foster trying to play into some space, but again, Aldair Sanchez. Look at this battle. Oh, a high boot from Maka King. And that is right into the face of Luther Archmed. And that will be his second. Either way, he's going to be gone if that is a yellow going to the book. And there is down to 10 men. As a yellow card is shown, that is red, and Maka King is sent off. And Colorado Springs down to 10 men, and Luther Archmed holding his forehead.
Yeah, hopefully he's okay, but I was just going to say, he might not ever be the most prolific of scorers, but he is such a pest. He never gives up. Perseverance and just constantly, even this, as soon as Macaulay King lets that bounce, and yeah, that is a sore one. Hopefully he's okay. He got a full size 10 right in the cheek, right there.
Yeah, they're showing the replay here at the stadium, and that again, it's a little tough. Obviously, you don't want to be putting your boot that high, but for King, there was an intent there. He just saw an opportunity to try to make sure that ball didn't get behind him, and unfortunately, Luther Archmed snuck in, and it's going to be another change too, as I don't think Malik Foster is going to be able to continue. That's a tough break on their side. So Jimmy Ockford will come into this match, a defensive move. And so as King goes out, they're going to add defensively, and Malik Foster with the cramping issues comes out, and it's Switchbacks who are down to 10 men now with King sent off, and they're going to lose him for the game against New Mexico. But they bring in a veteran in Jimmy Ockford, who has spent the last couple of seasons in Colorado.
Yeah, and I think for Macaulay King, he's probably not expecting Archmed to put his head in it, and not many people would put their head in there. But Luther knows by doing that, he's putting him in a tough spot, and it's forced him in a red card. But not a bad substitute to bring in, Jimmy Ockford. Experienced guy, former teammate of mine. I got to speak to him before the game, and he loves it. He loves it there in Colorado.
It's a beautiful place, Colorado Springs, right there at the home of the Air Force Academy. And a little slip there from Herrera. Look at this from Jack Gurr putting the pressure on. But one of those opportunities now for Sacramento to ultimately kill the game. And Archmed was brought in to apply pressure to not allow Colorado Springs, and ultimately he does what Mark Briggs has asked him to in a way, maybe not directly how. But here's another chance. Archmed trying to get under it. The wind holding that up. It's blowing right in to the face of the Republic now. It's picked up. Gurr going to play this forward. Luis Felipe can't do much with it. And more subs coming from Mark Briggs' side. Gurr's got room. Archmed turning. Cicerone was there, had the game's first goal. And Russell's fourth on the year, number 50 for Russell Cicerone in his career. Archmed, and just takes a shot as he goes in, and Herrera goes down. Agrin created some contact. And I think Luther Archmed maybe felt like he had a bit of room there, but Herrera and Agrin collapsing on him.
I think what Luther's trying to say is just on the backswing there, as he pulls his foot back, Agrin makes a little bit of contact with him, which then forces him to kick that ball wide.
Jared Timmer, I'll tell you what, it's been a tough night for Thomas Snyder. Both these teams have been physical. There's been a couple of reckless challenges on both sides, and trying to keep the peace, trying to keep the game going, and it's not always easy. And here's two substitutions now. And so we got less than 10 minutes probably in this game as Russell Cicerone comes out of this game. 50 goals for Cicerone. What an off-season acquisition for Sacramento, and bringing this man to the capital of California, and has his fourth on the year, first on the evening. So Matt LaGrassa and Zico Lewis into the game. And here are two players, Adam, is that you think about who are two players that are probably going to have a real big impact on the year that maybe aren't now I would tab those two as my favorites to really have an impact and probably get some further starts. LaGrassa got one in San Antonio, but Zico's probably not far off here as more games will be added. This ball's dropping right in, and it's into the arms of Vitiello. But Zico Lewis just looks like he's completely recharged. Not the year he wanted last year. Looked good in the Open Cup, coming in, scoring a goal, and I think in training he's had an extra bite to him as well. I think there are going to be some opportunities for Zico Lewis.
I think so, and you look at it, just goes to show the depth the Republic have. You're bringing in Matt LaGrassa, Zico Lewis, two guys that would start in almost any team in the USL Championship, and they got to be ready. You never know what the season entails, and there might be some disappointment that they're not starting games, but what a run right here by Zico.
Zico has got Archimed to the central part of it. He's going to cut right back, goes to his left foot, never mind, going to his right. Tried to split it through Agrin, and just ran out of a bit of space here. Well, you don't have to wait long. Republic back in action on Saturday, April 22nd. Detroit City coming to town. Kickoff at 7 o'clock. Get your tickets now. And watch the best team in all of USL Championship. Sacramento on their way to 14 points. Have allowed just 1 goal. And Archimed, bit physical, easy enough.
And Russell Cicerone came out and I was maybe watching some of the Kings game out in the market area there earlier, but good to speak to some of the fans and just speaking about the new players. And he was one of the ones that they just mentioned, is just the energy that he brings, the intelligence, and just how well he's connecting with the rest of the players. Jack Gurr, what a partnership they've created. Rodrigo Lopez.
The whole unit's working, right?
It is great, and it's the fans I know have loved seeing him. Arnold Lopez came out as well, just maybe not putting the ball in the back of the net. That's not his role, but great additions.
Everyone has their role here. The Apex is now open. Red Hawk Resort and Casino with go-karts, bowling, games, and more. Red Hawk Resort and Casino, the official casino partner of Sac Republic FC. And you look at Russell Cicerone, we talked about the one ball that even let through. It won't get much credit for it, but what an opportunity that slid through. It is Luis Felipe getting the game's 3rd goal in the 45th plus minute. Rodrigo Lopez out of the match. And the veteran Nick Ross into the game. Again, another player, absolutely brilliant, leading his team to 2 Western Conference finals in El Paso just a couple of seasons ago. And now a substitute with Sacramento, and a very quality player. You know exactly what you're getting when number 19 comes in the game, and defensively he's going to probably try to shut this game down. And again, it is Colorado Springs who are down to 10 men. Ball quickly in. Skundrich fighting Williams. Williams, little give and go. Drew looking for a goal. Drew misstruck this one, and it will be out, but deflected by Sacramento. So still a chance here for Colorado Springs on a corner kick. And I think if you're Mark Briggs now, you've probably got this game. I think he doesn't want to see any goals here late, though. I think the one thing, you got to stay mentally sharp, and it's easier said than done, especially when a team's just going all in like this.
You take pride. I know for a fact Danny Vitiello doesn't want to give up a goal. That back three doesn't, so close it out properly.
Ball driven low, still in the danger area. Agrin is there, chipping it up, over for Wheeler. Connor Donovan and Wheeler just going shoulder to shoulder. One thing you see from this switchback size, they've got size that they can bring into a game and impact it in a much different way. Well, at Elk Grove Charter School, they believe nobody succeeds alone. Come see what a flexible education can do for your student. Now accepting applications for the 2023-24 school year. If Sacramento is able to hold on to this scoreline, they'll go to a goal differential of +10. Best in the USL Championship. Second is Charleston Battery at +6 right now. Louisville City, -3.
One bad night in California. Got that.
Jack Gurr applying some pressure, able to win the ball back for his club. Zico's going to put this along the touchline, just a bit too heavy, but a good idea.
Nice idea. Just didn't quite get the angle right there on his right foot, Zico Lewis, but Jack Gurr still flying up and down that right-hand side. The amount of miles he clocks each game. One of my favorite things about him is he's just, well, I said this to Lee Desmond, you don't really see him whine or complain when he's out there, but he said not at training. There's plenty of that at training, yeah. But just the mentality is just always there. It's always spot on. He's never thrown his arms up. He's constantly battling, and it's been a great addition for this club.
When you look at some of the guys who are injured, Sebastian Herrera, Lee Desmond, I mean, if you're the back three, and obviously Lee Desmond, one of the better defenders we've had in Sacramento's history, hard to keep him off the pitch. But if you're those who are currently starting, how do you say you take one of those guys out? So Mark Briggs gonna have a tough decision to make here, and I guess it's better than a bad decision to make. But Shane Weed and Jared Timmer and Connor Donovan have all just been spectacular to start the year, and pair that with Arnold Lopez and Danny Vitiello, that defensive-minded group, and of course we talk about it being a team effort. They've been beyond brilliant. And a tough challenge, big, and tell you what, Jared Timmer is fired up, and Wheeler will receive a card, and a little bit of frustration maybe from Colorado Springs, but I'll tell you what, Sacramento, they are proving why they are the #1 team in the USL Championship. A statement against Louisville City, going down to San Antonio, earning a draw in the toughest place to play in the league. And then here tonight, continuing your dominance, remaining unbeaten, and taking down the team right behind you in the standings in Colorado Springs.
Very professional performance. And for as much as Colorado Springs pushed in the second half, they rarely threatened that much.
Here's Nick Ross. Nice job to get possession, working one-on-one. Goes to 2-on-2. Zico, he's onside. Doing a nice job just trying to keep us in the corner and keep that clock ticking. I don't think Nick Ross was expecting that one to come his way. Look at Luther Archibald, just still hustling out there, diving. 6 minutes of stoppage time. We've had a lot of injuries here in the second half, and that has added a bit of time here in week 6. So Sacramento still has some work to do to get another clean sheet. They lead the league with 4 on the year. Would love to get number 5. Wheeler shrugging off defenders right now. He's got a big body, throwing some elbows out there as well.
He's got to be a little careful the way he's. Last thing you want to do is get yourself suspended, miss a game, and I know it's a frustrating night for him, but he needs that final whistle to go.
15 shots tonight, actually now 17 for Switchbacks. 5 on target, but maybe not enough to threaten Danny Vitiello, and this is Sacramento Republic side. This ball's whipped in, looking for a Williams. Out comes Danny Vitiello. Does a nice job. Now he's going to try to take a seat and kill some clock here. Sacramento, when you look at the goals going in this game, they're 4th. They've added 3 more to get to 11, right at the top of the league. Archimed feeling the pressure from Agron. Duke Lacroix still out there, one of the best guys ever. I have just really immensely enjoyed Duke Lacroix and his time here in Sacramento, and you won't find a better person off the pitch. And Zico Lewis is booked for maybe a bit of a delay.
Yeah, class act Duke, and he was a fan favorite. Again, a guy who just gives it everything he had when he was out here, and not only that, but just the stuff he did in the community really made a big impact in his time here.
Another guy that Sacramento was welcome to bring back, but Duke felt he wanted to find a space he could get more playing time, and probably felt the way that Mark and the club had set up their formation, it wasn't really going to fit exactly Duke's needs and maybe opportunity, but getting one here as he started every single game now for Colorado Springs, trying to play this centrally for Archimed. Zika Lewis giving chase. These fresh legs for Archimed, Zika Lewis, and LaGrassa, Nick Ross here, all to try to keep possession for Sacramento, but Colorado Springs did a pretty nice job of keeping the attack going. A lot of grabbing, holding, still a lot of fight in the switchbacks here. Zico.
Sacramento unable, the last 5 minutes, unable to just maintain possession of the ball. And they're up a man as well.
Ball bouncing around, Vitiello gets it right before it skirts past his last post there. Romario Williams was also closing in. Republic home against Detroit, and then on the road against Tulsa, and that will be an early start, a 3 o'clock kick local time on the 29th of April. Archimed, and out comes Herrera. And you know what April 29th also is? Jared Timmer's birthday, so we'll mention him a lot on that day too.
Okay. Birthday boy.
Turnover there, that's not what Mark Briggs is hoping to see, and a foul committed and a booking. And now
every foul's a yellow card now. It's
lost count.
How many yellows is that? Total for the game? That's got to be
8.
What, 8?
Yeah.
Become
maybe
double,
9.
double.
No,
on
actually, that's going to be 9. Actually, I believe, unless I've lost count. It's Williams, and right off the back of Archimed. Look at this. It's a battle. Oh, Archimed breaking free. Archimed, yes! Oh, what an effort! He deserved every bit of that goal there, and his whole team is coming to celebrate.
Wow. Luther Archimed. And I think that the coolest thing about this is every single one of his teammates gone celebrating off the bench. They know how much that means to Luther Archimed getting his first goal of the season. He works so hard.
Gets kicked in the face.
Gets kicked in the face. Wow.
And
Great
just,
job
you
by
know
him.
what, we talked about, I love the shot attempt he made earlier, and he's battling with one of the key veterans from many championship teams, and he just puts it right through.
It looked like Speedy Archimed there instead, right?
Flying down the pitch, and that takes a lot of composure. Showing the growth here, young man. What a goal by Luther Archimed. You just have to be all smiles for number 17. But the work not done here. Can Sacramento get a shutout?
A class finish as well. Just slots it into the corner. And he's going to get plenty more of those this year.
And there's the final whistle. Sacramento puts up 4 goals in an emphatic win. They have now put up 17 goals in all competitions. What a start for Sacramento, who remains unbeaten. And it's a big one for game number 99 for Mark Briggs as the head man of Sacramento Republic. What a performance. You say, who's the man of the match, Adam? It could be anybody on this team tonight. What an effort all the way around. Danny Vitiello making a case, but we're gonna give it to the man who got goal number 50 tonight, Russell Cicerone, 4th on the year. He's our Western Health Advantage man of the match.
It could have been anyone, but he gets the goal, 50th of his pro career, Russell Cicerone, and he ain't gonna stop there either. It's gonna keep coming for him. And the assist was that's probably the part of the night for me that stood out the most, just the awareness and just to let that ball run through for Luis Felipe. But Danny Vitiello, great night for him. Another clean sheet. 6 games, 5 clean sheets.
Unbelievable. 1 goal allowed. He is definitely on track to be goalkeeper of the year. I'll tell you what, though, what a night for Sacramento sports. Rivercats win 15-6. The Kings win game 1 of the playoffs, 126-123 over the Warriors. And the Republic win here tonight 4-0 over Colorado Springs to remain unbeaten. It's the trifecta for the capital of California. And it's all smiles on the pitch tonight. Good win for the Sacramento Republic. Final highlights and stats coming up next.
The fun has begun. The Apex at Red Hawk Resort Casino is now Northern California's premier family fun destination. Get your heart racing on this spectacular 3-level indoor kart track. If bowling is up your alley, there are 18 lanes of fun at the Apex, plus a mind-blowing virtual reality arcade, incredible golf simulators, and one of the best sports bars anywhere. We're taking entertainment to a whole new level. It's the Apex at Red Hawk Resort Casino.
This is the look of a boy who had no hope of walking. A boy who had his spine rebuilt before he was born. A boy who now stays on his feet and keeps mom on her toes. UC Davis Health. From the extraordinary to the routine, we're discovering healthy and changing real people's lives right here in the Sacramento region. UC Davis Health. Discovering healthy.
Welcome back to Sacramento. No arguing now, the best club in USL Championship just put a hurt on the Switchbacks from Colorado Springs, 4-0 to improve to 14 points on the year, 4-0-2 to start 2023. Let's take a look at all the goals here tonight. 4 for Sacramento, and it started with just an ability to break down the press.
And it could have been that man of the match, Dami Viader. Just whips that cross in, falls to Russell Cicerone, makes it 1-0, 8 minutes in. And you think, okay, Switchbacks could get back into it. But
and they had opportunities, right? But then you look at this and just allowing it to go through. Little back heel cheekiness from Cicerone, and it's Dami Viader right there on the doorstep, knocking it through and getting his first on the year. And then Luis Felipe.
That's brilliant team goal. The initial combination play, and Jack Gurr cuts it back. He gets another assist. He's been, each week he's involved in something. And Luis Felipe, it's a great finish also. It's not easy hitting those first time, and he slots it in. And this didn't really change too much, but Archimed taking a boot to the face, it changed his looks a little bit.
And maybe it ultimately killed off the game. But you know what he loved about Archimed? He hasn't been able to find the goals quite this year, and then you know what? It's over. He could probably just kick this into the stands, and he just battles with Williams, a savvy veteran, and then just a very, very beautiful stride and goal here to put this one away, 4-0, his first on the year. You got to feel good for Luther Archimed.
Yeah, great, and then we look at the stats right there, and again, not much change from halftime. Sac probably got a lot more yellow cards, that's for sure. But 6 shots on target each. Not really too threatening though for the Switchbacks. Vitiello, I don't remember him making an incredible save. But the big one, putting the ball in the back of the net, 4 goals.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, week in and week out, we just keep talking about Adam, team performance. And I'll tell you what, you look at them, this is a team that is together. They fight together, they play as one unit, and it's going to be hard to break down for anybody. Here's our upcoming schedule. Detroit, and then of course the US Open Cup next round. Oakland Roots coming right here to Hart Health Park, and then at FC Tulsa, that's going to be an early start. And then Indy 11 coming to town. First time we've ever seen Indy 11 here at the 10 years in. Here we go. And then Orange County. So I don't know if the schedule, quote unquote, getting easier, but you're going to see some different opponents. And if you looked at it going into this one, maybe not the firepower that some of the teams we've seen the first 5-6 weeks here, but as we know, you got to play each and every week because you never know who's getting better, who's going to bring in new people to make some moves. So that is our upcoming schedule, brought to you by Western Health Advantage. Final thoughts, Adam?
Yep. Another fantastic night for Sacramento sports.
Oh, what a night.
Wins all day and just great atmosphere here tonight. This place has seen a lot of goals this year, and I think they're going to keep seeing more. All we do is win, win, win. River Cats, Kings, Republic. What a Saturday night in the capital of California. 4-0 here for our entire crew in Sacramento. Our producer, Ava Ponte. He's Adam Moffat. I'm Ron McAllister. Thanks for tuning in tonight. We'll see you next week right here back here at Hart Health Park as Sacramento takes on Detroit.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.